Welcome to Evolution in Controls. I'm your host, Tim Wilson. Thanks for joining us. When it comes to motion control, few names carry the legacy and innovation of Yaskawa. But what really stands out today is not just what they build, it's where and how they build it. Yaskawa is doubling down on American manufacturing, investing into a new state-of-the-art campus in Franklin, Wisconsin. This investment is being driven by their focus on deepening their American roots. And that commitment runs deep. An integrated production line where every product is traceable and every product is tested. At Evolution, we partner with companies who don't just meet expectations, they set new ones. Here to talk with us about Yaskawa and their presence, their products, and their plans is Mr. Greg Weichman, Segment Marketing Manager. Greg, thanks for joining us. Why don't we start with just an introduction? I said your title and your name, but how long have you been with Yaskawa? How long have you been in the industry? And then what does a segment marketing manager do?
So I'm relatively new with Yaskawa, which is a little rare around here. It's a great company to work for, and a lot of my colleagues are 10, 20, even 30 plus years.
Wow.
But I am 20 plus years in the industrial automation industry. Okay. What I do in this role is actually quite fun because I work on putting together unified messaging around all of our product families and getting that out to the market to help our sales force and to help all of our distributors, such as you guys, be able to do marketing campaigns and properly promote Yaskawa and promote our partnership so that we can really be stronger together.
Okay. Well, in my introduction, I kind of focused on Yaskawa and the commitment that you're making here in the U.S. and this facility that we're in today. It's a fantastic facility. Why don't we talk a little bit about that first? Tell me about where we're at, Franklin, Wisconsin.
Yep. So recently we did a short move down the road. Actually, this is what we call our value add facility, and it was in Oak Creek, Wisconsin, a couple miles away. And we outgrew that facility as we're continuing to grow in the American market. And on top of it, we have a longer term vision for a campus. Right now we have 5 or 6 buildings, maybe more, between Wisconsin, Waukegan, Illinois, Buffalo Grove, Illinois. And the long-term vision is to really bring those together for efficiency and collaboration.
This is the place where you want your footprint to be.
Absolutely.
Okay. So how big is the facility that we're in today?
So when we purchased it, it was about 210,000 square feet, which is already 50% bigger than where we came from. And then on the north side, we actually added more warehousing and truck docks, and we're up now to about 260,000 square feet total.
You know, you used a phrase in your introduction. You called this a value add facility. What exactly does that mean? What do we do here?
So at value add, we take a product that we call a standalone drive, such as this U1000 industrial matrix.
That's U1000 drive.
Yep.
Okay.
Know it, don't you?
I do.
Which these are produced down in our Buffalo Grove, Illinois facility. And we bring it up here and we do custom packaging as customers want. So this will go into an enclosure and we'll put with it extras, such as it might be fusing, circuit breakers, lightning suppression, heaters, air conditioners, lights, indicators, and we build that into what's called a packaged drive.
So you're talking about making a system out of the standalone drive. All of the other things that would be associated with controlling that drive, you guys design and build that, and you do that here?
That is correct. We put that all together, manufacture it here.
So that drive doesn't do good out in the rain. So you're going to put it into a cabinet?
Yes. So the packaged drive is an enclosure for that drive that houses the drive itself. It can offer more protection for the drive. So we can get into NEMA type 1, type 12, 3R, all the way stuff that can sit out into a rainstorm in the middle of a field and be completely happy.
So is that a custom manufacturing? Is it a production line? Would we be able to go see it later on?
Yeah, we could actually take a walk out and see one that we're producing out on the line. The cool thing is we have a standard catalog of options. So you can go through kind of like you would build the standalone drive, and you build the part number, and that part number will tell you what options are going to be in the package drive. Additionally, we have what we call engineered solutions. So if there's something you're looking for that isn't in our standard catalog, we can fully engineer it for you and give you a custom package. And once we create that part number, you can order against it over and over again. The engineering's done, and that becomes a product that's orderable.
And that's done here, will be done, or is done here now?
All right in Franklin, Wisconsin, including all that engineering that goes into it. Those
Okay.
engineers are sitting right in this facility.
So you mentioned that drive currently is built in, I think you said Buffalo Grove.
Yep.
Is that production going to be moving here to this campus, whether it's this building or?
Yes, it will be. That's a longer term plan. So the cool thing is the total investment that Yaskawa is putting into Wisconsin is over $180 million.
Wow.
And what we're going to do first is next to this facility, we're going to build a headquarters, which we're going to move from Waukegan, Illinois up to here.
That's
And that,
corporate, right? The
correct.
headquarters.
That houses things like finance, tech support, HR, our fantastic training department. So that will all come up and be next to this facility in what I'll call the short to medium term. And further down the road, we do plan to bring the Buffalo Grove production up here and some extra warehousing, our repair, and even some future semiconductor and robotics manufacturing as well.
Wow. Wow. It's all going to be in this campus.
Yep.
That's a large footprint. Tell me about the production lines that you're looking at putting in. In my introduction, I talked a little bit about everything being traceable. What exactly does that mean?
So we'll take a step back to the standalone drive, which starts as a kit of products and goes down an assembly line where it gets put together.
Okay.
And I was blown away when I first saw it at Yaskawa, because in my past lives, this is where I tried to get customers to the point of being. As it goes down, every single thing, when we say track and trace, is accounted for as it goes into the product. This drive has its own serial number that encompasses the whole product. When we look that up in our system, we can see the serial number of every board, every piece that goes into it. We can see the torque of every screw, nut, or bolt that was put into that drive.
You mean in the engineering drawings, or do you mean in the actual production documents?
In our business system, if we were to type in that serial number,
Yeah.
we can see all the components that were originally built in that drive, as well as how it was torqued down, when it was built, everything that goes into it. So if we ever had a faulty run of product, we could trace down every product that it was in if we had a faulty component or something like that.
And you trace all of these drives, and you could do a notice to everybody that has a particular serial number.
Absolutely. Luckily, that happens very rare with us, because
Sure.
when these drives get to the end of that manufacturing line, we actually test every single one by hooking it up to a motor and spinning that motor. So we don't batch, we don't do 1 out of 10, 1 out of 100. Every single drive gets tested. So our DOA rate, dead on arrival, is next to nothing, because we've already proven that the drive can spin a motor.
That sounds like a very expensive production method. What are the benefits you get?
The benefits are, I often like to talk about, if I were buying my product or if I was selling it to you, I talk about total cost of ownership.
Okay.
And I'll think about that as us as a manufacturer. While it may cost a little bit more to make each drive, if that limits our returns, if that limits our repairs and the work we need to do under warranty for a customer, we're actually ahead of the game at the end of the day. And then on top of it, we get to have the most reliable drive out there. And as our customers start to learn that and realize it, they start to buy into the Yaskawa brand.
Sounds like a good strategy. Would now be a good time to step away and go out to look at the shop?
Absolutely. Let's go see one.
All right, let's go see it. All right, Greg. Well, we're out here in the shop, and the walk to here, it's a gorgeous facility. I really liked what I saw. But you told me we were going to see package drives, and we got 2 white boxes. What are we looking at?
So this white box actually is a package drive.
Okay.
And if you remember that standalone U1000 matrix drive that was next
The one
to me,
behind you, yep.
Correct? That is put in here when it needs to have features or functions outside of that standalone drive. So
I'm guessing that little drive doesn't need 2 doors.
Correct. So we have a much bigger one in here. You'll see when we open up, it's pretty impressive. This is a 590 amp, 500 horse.
500 horsepower drive in here.
Yep.
I want to see it. Can I open it?
Well, real quick before we do that, if you look at this enclosure, we have different types. This is what you'd consider a Type 3R, and this is definitely made for outdoor environments. So it's built in such a way that rain and water can't ingress. There's usually filters to keep dust and things out. It's painted white, usually for heat even, over other colors. So this is definitely one of the beefier options we have out there.
It's white on purpose.
Yes.
All right, and the hoods to keep the rain out from the airflow. You got top and bottom.
Absolutely.
All right.
So we take a look inside. You'll see
That's a big drive.
it is, and we actually make that in a single module. It's the largest size that we do it in the U1000 matrix.
500 horse. That takes two. How do you even the doors? The escutcheons can come out, so you fit
Yep.
the drive in.
Absolutely. And you can see this customer wanted certain items along with it. So they wanted a circuit breaker
Yeah.
for that
Yeah.
in-stream upline protection. I know for sure this one's going outside because it has lightning suppression actually built in. And those are pretty cool because those can actually handle a lightning strike and reset and work again. So it's
So
not
it doesn't
even
blow them out.
no, it's not even a fail device. So we have a lot of different options like that. I know on the other side here, this one has a heater. Why would you want that?
Condensation?
Well, yep. Wild temperature swings can cause condensation. Electronics don't like
Yeah.
water.
You got a lot of fans on here. What is it? 12 fans?
Yep. Cooling, chances are that this customer might have wanted a 50C rating, which is higher than 40C tends to be kind of
50 centigrade.
correct. 40 tends to be kind of a standard in the drives world. We can
Okay.
go up to 50 with a lot of our packages. We're able to move the keypad out to the door, as you saw when it was closed. You
Yeah.
can still program and access it without needing to get too close to the dangerous internals.
This is good looking work. It's neat. Everything's tied down. I noticed that you even have marks on the bowls.
So that quality I talked about in Buffalo Grove definitely carries through over here. And what those are doing is once they torque those down properly, they mark it, and on quick visual inspection, say after shipping, for example, you know if any single one of those bolts has moved at all. So
Just by visual inspection,
Correct.
you can tell.
also it's a way for them to mark it off and know
That
that
I'm
it was
done.
torqued properly and that they didn't miss one along the way. So again, that track and trace is really important to us so that when this gets out to you, it's going to work right off the bat, and it's going to work for a lot of years to
And
come.
you know all on the serial number for this package drive, you also have all of the downflow serial numbers of the devices in here.
So this unit will have a serial number. It will tell you the serial number of anything in here that has one, such as that
Yeah.
circuit breaker,
Yep.
as well as the serial number of the drive.
Yeah.
And then we can dive into that and find out everything that's
inside
in the
that.
drive. So when you call in with the serial number for this, we know exactly what you have. We can look to see if maybe a manufacturer on the circuit breaker had a recall or a problem. We can help you troubleshoot from the outside of the drive all the way to the components inside the drive itself.
Built here in America. Drives built in Buffalo Grove,
Grove.
shipped here, then you do all this here.
Put together in Franklin, Wisconsin.
That's fantastic. Listen, I appreciate it. But let's go back up to the conference room.
Sounds good.
All right, thanks. Well, Greg, that was really interesting. Thanks for taking the time to show us that. We're coming to the end, and one thing I like to do is I like to talk about the future. What does the future look like? 3 years, 5 years? What do you see down the road for Yaskawa?
I continue to see innovation and investment in America. We've talked about the campus already, and if I didn't say it before, there's 700 new jobs that are going to be generated right here in Wisconsin for it. We continue to want to support American families. We also have this unique advantage that with our parent company being Yaskawa Electric Company in Japan, they are a powerhouse of development. And Yaskawa America Inc. is a wholly owned subsidiary. We understand the American market, and we can take their technology and development and customize it for the requirements of the US. And some of those requirements are even a certain percentage of components and assembly that are done in the US. And that's a big focus for us so that we can comply with projects and continue to support, the American GDP as much as possible.
That's fantastic. So you see the future as being firmly rooted here in Franklin in this campus,
Absolutely.
driving newer, better products?
Absolutely. We will have as always, newer, better iterations of our drive families coming out, new innovations. I focus on drives, but we have a
New
motion.
technology?
Yep, we have a motion group. We have Motoman Robotics. We have Selectria Solar products, and we're innovating on all fronts. And bringing everyone together on this campus is just going to allow for that collaboration that doesn't get to exist otherwise. So I'm really excited to see where we can push the envelope.
Greg, that's fantastic. I think that's the last word. I appreciate it. Thanks for your time today.
Absolutely. Thank you.
To learn more about Yaskawa and their products and solutions, visit yaskawa.com. To learn more about Evolution Motion Solutions and our systems and products, visit evolutionmotion.com. Don't forget to subscribe to Evolution in Control on whatever platform you use for podcasts or on YouTube for a video version so you can be updated when we release new episodes. I'm Tim Wilson. Thank you again for joining us, and remember, keep moving.